Hello, welcome to this home updates. It's been a minute since we did a home updates inside of the house, and that's because I've just been taking things slow with what I'm adding to the place, what I'm changing around. I think this is gonna be a longer video because it's been a while, so I have a pretty good amount of things to update you on. I wanted to paint the trim of this area in the living room because I found this photo, or I found this house that has the trim of their doorways and windows painted green, and I think it looks really nice. So I'm gonna try it in this house. I don't know how it's gonna look. So far, we don't have a very good track record with painting, but you know, might as well try, see what happens. And then we've also made some changes to the living room. We're gonna do some changes to the kitchen, to the upstairs bedroom, the balcony, outside. So let's get to it. We're painting this green, so this trim right here, and then we're also gonna paint this trim green. I'm gonna start with this one because I know this one will look good. Well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look good. So we're gonna start with this one first. This is the green that we're gonna paint on the trim. I really like it. It's like a dark green, kind of mixed with blue. So I'm gonna start by slightly sanding it and then clean it off. And then we're gonna start painting. This is kind of random, but I got like 2 or 3 comments on this in my last video. And people were asking about this white spot that's on my face. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Well, it's kind of fading now. I started like developing 2 white spots on my face, and I didn't know what they were for the longest time, and I thought they would just go away. And then they didn't go away, so then I made an appointment with a dermatologist, and I was worried, like, what are these? Is it, you know, a sign of a bigger problem, like maybe skin cancer or something? And they diagnosed me with vitiligo. The doctor said that you can't really tell if vitiligo is gonna continue spreading, but I have like a cream that is supposed to help with it a little bit. I'm not really worried about it because it's just a cosmetic thing and it's not anything that's gonna impact my health at all. So yeah, if you're wondering, that's what that is. I cracked the door a little bit just so we can get some of the paint fumes out, and look at you. She's just hanging out in the sun in the little crack. We finished the second coat and now it's dry, so let's remove the tape. This is my favorite part. Okay, the lighting here isn't great right now, so you might not be able to see it. I think I like it. I think I also just need to get used to it because I'm so used to this wall being completely white. But yeah, it adds something to the wall. Looks a little bit more interesting. So in this area of the living room, we have a few little changes. Let me close these curtains so that way it's not so bright. I found this recliner. It's called an Ecorns stressless lounge chair. And I love it. This thing is so comfortable. Like, I've been reading a lot more because it is so comfortable. So every morning I normally just like sit here and read. I feel like some people don't really like recliners because they think that they're ugly, but I just think they look so comfortable and they are so comfortable. And I think this one fits in pretty well with the house. So I got this for $75 on Facebook Marketplace, which I think is a pretty good deal because normally I see these going for like $300 or so. It is pretty cracked, it's worn in, but I oiled it and I did like a oil or like a leather cleaning, refinishing thing. So now the leather is pretty moisturized, and even though it is cracked, it just feels like nice and worn in. It's also missing buttons on the seat, but I really don't mind because this thing is so comfortable and like it's so easy to recline. You don't even need to crank the recliner thing, you just lean back. So nice. You're also able to spin around. Yeah, I love this thing. Okay, so now moving on, I have another Facebook Marketplace find. It was listed as something like magical bamboo lamp, and I knew that it was something unique and handmade just because of the construction of the lamp. So I did a Google reverse image search, and it's from a designer. His first name is Lewis. I can't remember his last name right now, but he works a lot with bamboo. I found listings for like over $500, and this was only listed for $49, which I feel like is such a steal. The frame is bamboo, the shade is cloth, so it puts out a really nice warm glow. So over here, I moved a fern onto the bookshelf because I realized that I don't have ferns in the house, and I love how ferns look. Softens up the bookshelf and adds some nice texture to it. Yeah, I want to put this up. I got this while I was in Vietnam, and I totally forgot about it, and then I found it in my closet. Isn't it pretty cool? So yeah, I want to hang it up. I'm gonna put it next to the bookshelf. I'm thinking of putting it like right here, maybe. Or maybe that's too low because of the fern. Maybe like up here? Yeah, I like that. I think that looks good. Nice. Recently, I've seen a lot of pictures of bookshelves that have art hung on them, and I think it looks pretty good. It just adds some dimension to the bookshelf. So I have this frame, or this picture in this black frame. You can't see it, the glare. How's that? Yeah, I got this picture from an estate sale a while ago, and it's just been floating around in different places of the house. And I'm gonna put it up on this nail that we have on the bookshelf. Also, we moved this chair back over here because of something that I'll show you on the other side of the living room. But yeah, I think I actually like this chair here more. Fits in really well, and it makes for a nice view when you come into the living room. Let me show you the other side of the living room because we got a lot of changes. Okay, so the first change we're talking about is this rug. I got it from a website called Kayo. Kayo is like a marketplace for used furniture, and yeah, it's a great resource. You can find so many things from like designer brands or like West Elm, CB2, and then they also professionally clean the rug. So this rug has been professionally cleaned. This is an 8x10 wool rug. It's striped, and I love the color of it. It matches with the rest of the room, and it matches with the other rug. And the other rug that's in the living room I also got from Kayo. And I was able to get this rug for around $300, which is such a good deal for like a heavy, good quality wool rug. Having this here does a really good job at compartmentalizing this area from the living room without making it feel too disjointed and separated, because the color of the rug matches pretty well. We moved our bean bags here. This is sort of recreating the area that we had in our old apartment. We used to have a tatami mat near our window where we had the bean bags, and we really miss that area because it's fun to be able to like play with Theo here and just have an area in a room where you can just like sit on the floor. So yeah, we play here a lot with Theo, and I'm also able to do my workouts here because I work out from home. So I just move the bean bags away, and then I have like a whole area to move around, jump around, do whatever. I also forgot to mention that we got rid of the desk. Yeah, I just realized I'm not a desk person. Like I can't actually get myself to sit at a desk and work on my computer. I always end up moving around. So this couch, we also got it from Kayo. It's actually not for us. We got it for my little brother, and we're just holding on to it for him until my parents can take it away and bring it to him. But I actually kind of like it here. And this couch is a very comfortable couch for reading like this because it just like props your head up perfectly. And then I take the blanket off of here, and then I just snuggle up with it. And then I have my book. I finished this book recently. It is Days at the Murasaki Bookshop. I really liked it. It's a pretty short read, but it's like cozy. But yeah, that's the story of this couch. And then above me, I don't know if you can see it because this big light kind of blocks it, but we installed Soltech track lights. So these are grow lights because I wanted to move my Spiritus Sancti from the kitchen into this area and then have it on top of the shelf, because it's just growing too big and there's really like nowhere else I can put it. So yeah, we installed a track light, grow light here. This isn't the spot where I want the Spiritus Sancti. It's just there right now because it's pretty heavy, and I feel like you're not supposed to lift things from high up like that because I feel like it would like maybe drop on my head or something. So I'm gonna wait for Chris to come home just to be safe so he can like spot me. I'm planning to repot it soon, so when I repot it, I think I'm gonna chop it in half so that way it's not so crazy with all of these leaves going everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna repot it and then move it to this corner over here. And also, I think we're gonna give this light to my parents. They have a much taller living room, and this would fit in better because, as you can see, This light is just too big for this room and the ceiling isn't tall enough. So anyone who's like over 5'10" is gonna hit their head on this lamp. And then I also like hung more stuff up on the bookshelf. This has been such a work in progress area of the room for such a long time. And then I'm also going to put like a tension rod here and put a little, I think they're called Norin curtains or Nori curtains. They're used a lot in Japan and also in Vietnam I see them a lot. But I have these in my bedroom too, and it'll just sort of block this area out and I think make it look cleaner so that way you don't have to like look down the hallway. And then I did this little thing where I painted the frame. I drew this I think in high school because I wanted to put something on my walls, but I didn't have any money to buy art or anything, so I just drew this guy. And then I put it in this very cheap IKEA frame. I think I got this frame for like $1 or $2. There's this picture frame from this designer named Matilda Goad, and it's very beautiful. It's oval shaped, it has the striped pattern on it, and I think it looks so good. But it's also over $100, and I can't like justify spending that much money on a tiny picture frame. So I just like very quickly, okay, this is super rough. I just was wondering, could you potentially like paint your own picture frame and add a cool pattern to it? So I did it with this one. I did this in like 2 minutes. So it's very, very rough. But I think it just looks kind of, you know, it adds a little charm to it. I think it looks nice. It looks a little bit childish because it's not very clean, but I kind of like that. So I don't think I've shown this to you, but it is an outlet cover. I found it at a garage sale. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen something like this. I got it for, I think he sold it to me for like $2. It was just a neighbor having a garage sale. This is a cord box that I have that just contains all of the cords. It kind of cleans up the area a little bit. Just in case you're wondering what that white box was. You just remove this little screw and then you attach your own outlet cover. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I just dropped the screw into this air vent. Okay, well let's see if this even covers it. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, everything is working. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Recently, I've been looking at pictures of our old apartment and looking at things that I really liked about it. So that's one of the reasons why we did that beanbag area in the living room. And then the kitchen of our old apartment, I really liked how we had an area where we hung up like pots and pans and things like that over the sink. So we're gonna do it in this kitchen as well. I just think it makes it look very homey. This is a pegboard. This whole thing is a pegboard. And because it's curved, I can't really add a shelf here. So what I did was I added these little hooks on the pegboard. I have this iron black curtain rod that I haven't been able to find a place to use, so we're gonna use it as a rod right here. And then here I added this little fern. I think it's a nice shape. And then there's this air plant that I have floating from this wire. In the kitchen, there really is like a serious lack of light, especially at night. So it makes it difficult to like see in the kitchen at night. So we have this pendant light that we used to have hung up at the old apartment, also in the kitchen. So yeah, I'm gonna hang this up in the kitchen and see what it looks like. Also, look at this light bulb. Isn't this pretty cool? It's like a, I don't know what to call this, but it's mirrored on the bottom, so that way the light isn't too harsh from below. You can see yourself in here. Well, I mean, it's a camera, but that's kind of like you. I like this fruit basket, but I'm just gonna hang it somewhere else because this is like a really good location for the light. Kind of like the red wire. I hope it doesn't look too messy though, but I do tend to like the look of like casually strung up pendant lights. It just looks very like laid back and casual, but I'm gonna do my best to try and make it not look too crazy. Let's see. That light's really nice though. That light will be so nice at night. Okay, now we finally have some light. And it's starting to look more like the old apartment, which is kind of funny. So here we are in the bedroom. Like I said, I've been looking at old photos of our old apartment for inspiration for this house, which is kind of funny to think about, but I really liked the bedding that we used to have, and I love these colors. I put in this light. We also used to have this light at the old house, or at the old apartment, and it's from IKEA. It makes for the perfect reading light at night. Right now I'm reading M Train by Patti Smith. So yeah, before I didn't have a light on my side of the bed, so I was only ever able to read from my Kindle or use my phone. But lately I've really been enjoying physical books. It's also dimmable. You probably can't, oh my god, it's so bright. In a previous video I talked about moving this light downstairs into the kitchen, but I think after changing this bedding and then adding that hanging pendant light in the kitchen, this one isn't really necessary for the kitchen, and now I think that this light looks better in this room because of the change in the bedding. And then right here I put this red iron bench from this brand called Hay. I used to have it outside in the garden. It's supposed to be a garden bench, but I really like the color, and it's very skinny, so it works in this area because yeah, this room is pretty small, so I can't fit a nightstand here really. So this kind of acts as my nightstand. So I have my books here. I just finished this one, Winter in Sokcho. Loved it. Yeah, I have my plants here because this is a south-facing window, so we get a lot of really good sun in here. So I wanted to make the most out of that. This plant that I have right here, my ficus. Now the moss is actually like actively growing. You can see those lighter shoots that are coming out. That's the moss growing, which is really cool because at first it was just like staying alive, but now it's actually growing. So I can tell that this moss top dressing method actually works very well. The only caveat is that I think it really works best if you're able to use distilled water or reverse osmosis water. And then down here I added this rug. This is a square brown gabe rug. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled G-A-B-B-E-H, and I got it from Etsy for a very good price. You can get amazing rugs on Etsy. And then also right here, these are stairs for Theo. I have been worried about how he jumps off of the bed because I don't want him to like hurt his joints over time or something like that. So I got him this staircase so he can go up and down the bed on his own. It's not the cutest thing ever, but Theo is our little baby and we'll do anything for him. So yeah, we got stairs for him. Now let's head out into the balcony. Theo loves the balcony, so he's probably gonna come running out. We have a few changes to the balcony. Here he comes. Come on, Theo. So I added some plants out here. I don't know the Latin name for these, but I just call them asparagus ferns. We used to have them planted in the ground, but because it's so shaded down there for the most part, they weren't really growing that well, and these can take full sun. So I was like, oh, these are perfect balcony plants that also add some nice texture and fluffy foliage to the upstairs. And then I also have these flowers. These are just little chrysanthemums. And then I added this lemon tree. Oh, actually, I don't know if this is a lemon. It's some type of citrus, but it was also down in the garden and it was like way too shaded, so it wasn't growing well. So I took it out of the ground, put it in this pot, and now it's getting full sun, so it's gonna grow a lot better. And it's kind of exciting because it's like a mystery. What kind of citrus tree is this? Here's this big tree aloe that I repotted recently. I like it, but I don't think it matches the vibe that I'm going for up here with these plants. Like I want to plant vegetables up here. I want to get elevated raised beds for this area. So I think I might be moving this downstairs and instead maybe in this pot plant like a native sunflower. While Theo sits in the full sun, I sit over here in the shade. But yeah, stay tuned for some balcony videos coming up in the future. I'm excited to get this area going. See? Good boy. Okay, now put your head through. Well, we have Theo here with us in his little baggie. I'm just bringing him around because why not? Let him smell some fresh air. We're gonna go on a walk after this, but just letting him join in. So I found a bunch of really cheap ferns on Facebook Marketplace, and I potted a bunch of them. I just love how ferns look. And they grow really well actually in California if you give them a decent amount of shade. And then this old pot I think looks so cool because there's like moss and stuff growing on it. And then over here, now we have a potting bench. We moved this table from another part of the garden and then put it right here because this is where I do a lot of my repotting, but I would always just repot on the ground, and now I have a table to do my repotting, and it's pretty tall, so it's like the perfect height. I'm actually gonna put Theo inside because I want to repot some flowers. I'm sorry, Theo, we'll go on our walk later. So convenient to have this table here now, and it was also made by one of our neighbors, and then our neighbor gave it to our landlord, and then our landlord just had it in the garden. So yeah, we moved it over here. I have more of those chrysanthemums that I'm gonna pot inside of this white pot. So I haven't really talked about this much, I don't think, on my channel, but you know, I did start my YouTube channel just dedicated to plants and like mostly plant care. And in 2023, last year, I branched out from that and did more like interior decorating stuff and plant styling. And I moved away from plant care because realistically, like I couldn't see myself just doing plant care videos every single week over and over again. I just feel like I'd get a little bit bored and burned out, and then also just run out of ideas. So I decided, okay, I need to do other things as well on my channel and explore my other interests. And I'm just so grateful that you as an audience have been so accepting of that, and I haven't received really like any backlash, which I just appreciate so much. And so yeah, I've been having so much fun doing like travel videos, which people seem to enjoy, also vlogs, and then home updates, interior decorating stuff, and then also some plant stuff. And lately I've been doing like more outdoor gardening things as well. So yeah, just like thank you to you for allowing me to explore new things and being here along the way. Recently, I just feel like I've gotten so many cool opportunities, and that's thanks to like this house and also you for supporting me. Okay, but look at the flowers. Pretty cute, right? Now I'm gonna move this upstairs to the balcony. Okay, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.